We're back with a brand new Matrix Submerged, and this time we're looking at the pellet waggler.
The pellet waggler is one of the deadliest summer tactics, and we're here to show you exactly what happens underwater.
There are so many questions that we want answers to, so let's get Callum on the box, roll the trailer. Oh, there's one there. Oh, there's a mirror in the peg, and it's a chunky one. Regular castings are key, isn't it? Do you feel, yeah? Oh, there's one just rising up now. There you go. Mate, that was awesome.
There we go.
Well done, mate. See, another one's had another look and turned away, but it's been lovely to watch, to be fair. Well, while Callum's setting up, this is going to be my base for the day. I am grateful, to be honest, because it is incredibly cold for the time of year. I've got the ultimate faith in Callum's ability, because looking at the two screens, we've got two cameras set, two different depths and two different angles, and I've already seen several carp just patrolling the upper layer, which will be perfect for where Callum's going to be casting. I'll be sitting here being objective and giving constructive criticism, and basically trying to tell Callum if exactly what's going on in his mind, which he believes or perceives is actually happening. But like I say, I am grateful that I'm inside and in the warm. How many layers you got on, Cal? About 8. It's got more layers than an onion, so it is cold. But fortunately the wind's off our back, so we should be able to keep a nice tight line and keep a nice connection to the float. So he's going to catch some fish. There's fish in the area, lots of fish circling, and the picture quality, what we've got at the minute, the clarity of the water is perfect in that upper layer. So if the sun comes out as well, which they predict midway through the session, it should be even better. Well, we're here with the legend Callum Dicks at Bain Valley, and he's going to be doing some pellet waggler fishing. Now this is a really positive method, a method that Callum's had lots of success on over the years. He's a really accomplished pellet waggler angler. Success at Gold Valley, Larford Lakes, I've fished lots of matches there. I know you've had lots of success at Larford. Tell us what you think is going to happen, what you're going to achieve, what you're going to get out of this peg, showing us your tips, your tricks, how you get the best out of your pellet waggler fishing.
So there's obviously quite a few fish in the area already. We've got the camera set up and now we can see some fish milling about. The one thing that I want to get a good view of is how the fish react to the float. Because back in the day when we used to go to places like Gold Valley, it used to be all about getting the fish coming to the noise of the float. But the trend seems to have changed over like the last 5 years, and it seems to be all about smaller floats, lighter main line, casting past your bait, winding your float back into your bait, and trying to be as sneaky and as cute as possible. So today, obviously the water's going to be very clear, that's why we've got the cameras in. Just seeing how they react to the noise of the float, bait going in, it's just going to be amazing to see it.
Well, that's what I'm looking forward to, because when it was a method that first came into play, you would feed, you would get a rod drag, it was exciting. I mean, it's a fantastic method, like I say, it's positive and it's qualified. You get lots of people who qualify fishing this method for big finals. But like I say, that it has backed off. You know, they've become wiser. When everyone's in a line and everyone's doing the same sort of thing, the fish do get clued up. So it will be interesting to see. I want to know what's going on. I believe that we'll be seeing lots of activity going underneath your float, but you're not going to see a thing. And that's why what you've just said, that dragging back in potentially is what works now. So let's get everything set up. Let's see if we can catch some fish.
See what we can learn.
Yep. Right then, Cal, tell me, which is what I want to know, get into your mind. I want to know exactly how you would want to start your match if you were starting on a pellet waggler.
Right, so to start off with, what I'd be looking to do is try and be really busy early and just try and make my peg.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off by casting quite a bit away past where I'm going to be looking to fish, start feeding some bait and start winding my float back into my bait. So I've chucked it like 4 or 5 meters past, fed some bait, and I'm just going to wind my float back into that and not try and make too much noise with my float early on, because if you start your day making lots of noise casting right into your bait and that's not right for the day, then you're sort of ruining your peg a little bit. So if you go and start your match with a little bit more of a cautious approach, where you cast your float past, you feed real regular, but you don't make too much disturbance with your float. I think that's probably the best way of starting your day. And then if that doesn't work, then obviously you can start casting right into the middle of your bait, making loads of noise, loads of disturbance, and try and drag some fish into your peg.
Well, that first cast was bang on the money. It
was it back right in the middle of the screen?
Yeah, where you fed and where you retrieved the float back into, it was the right timing. Your pellet was falling at the same rate. You were in amongst the pellets that were falling as you've dragged it back in.
Try and do it again.
Yeah, that's the same again, mate. That's bang on. Perfect. So there's a fish just moving. There's one just appeared right at the back of your float.
At the back of my feed?
Yeah, he's right at the back of your feed. He just popped up. So what's that, 2 or 3 pouches of how many? 6, 7?
Yeah, probably 8 or 9.
8 or 9.
From
what I could see on the screen, there was like 6 or 7 came through the water. Your float and your hook bait has just started to fall down pretty much at the same time, and a nice shadow's appeared. One about 5 or 6 pound, just the back.
Do you think that it came to the bait as the noise of that pellet going in?
I think that came to the bait. Yeah, definitely.
So what I'm probably do that if that one's come to the noise of the pellet.
He's back.
I won't feed.
There's 2 there. 3. Oh, mate, they're in.
So they've obviously reacted to the pellets then, hasn't it?
Yeah, they've reacted to the pellets, yeah.
So what I'll do then, just to start off with, I'll pretend that I can't see them, and I'll just keep fishing as if it was a match.
Yeah.
And just see how they react to it.
They've come through, they've had a look, turned, there's one just turned again. And they've just left the swim, so they're just going to circle back. A bit more feed, I think they'll come back in. What would be your start depth, Cal?
I think about 30 inches, 2.5 foot, plus the length of the float.
Yeah.
So just under 3 foot. I think that's quite a nice depth to start at. That I think you cover quite a bit of water at that sort of depth, but you're not going to foul hook loads. If I was to start at like 4 foot, I'd feel like I was going to foul hook them.
Yeah. They're a similar sort of depth from what I can see on the screen.
To what I was fishing.
So what you're at, yeah, maybe within 8 inches.
And if I fish it like, I think it's about 8 or 9 foot there where I'm fishing.
Yeah.
So like 3 foot is 30%, which is always a good depth to start at, 30% of what you're fishing in.
And of course in summer months that's going to be your warmest layer into, that's where they want to be.
Exactly, yeah.
Regular castings are key as well, do you feel?
Just working on, just try and be busy early.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a match and you've got other people doing it around you. If you can be really busy and try and dominate the area a little bit, like at Larford and Gold and that, like some of the best anglers, they were just constantly feeding all the time. You know?
Repetitive casting.
Yeah, yeah. Is anything coming on that?
Yeah. There's one just coming again then.
So just leave it for a sec.
I think one thing you would have to be careful of is obviously how cold it is. If we feed too much, we're going to push them down. So
that's why I'm not. I mean, it's very easy to pick your catapult up and put 20, 25 pellets in it and start blasting it in. But I just don't think that's going to be right today.
Yeah, there's one just rising up now. There you go, mate. That was awesome. He went out the peg. Mate, you won't believe this. He's the one that I saw. He went out the peg, went down, then he just comes right up the steep angle and just nails it, bang.
I was so lucky, I was literally about to reel in.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking he's left this longer.
As it was about to reel in, and it went under, so I couldn't
I didn't expect one that quick, to be honest. Is it stuck in weed?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's all right, it might come out.
Don't make me start a score. There's another fish just cruised through the peg while you're playing that.
Really?
Yeah. So would you, even though, I know we snagged, so normally you'd have had this more than likely, you've been close to the net now. Would you have been feeding again now? Or?
Absolutely, yeah. That's why I like fishing with a clutch. Because when you're playing them, you can stop.
Yeah, there's definitely more. There's another one cruising back through the peg again now. They're looking for more feed.
I think it's out, but we might have a bit of weed on the line.
How does it feel with all that on? Heavy?
It feels about 40 pounds.
Heavy.
Not that I've ever caught a 40 pounder.
Were you expecting him on that quick?
No, not at all.
No,
not at all. No.
Not with all the bankside activity as well and how clear it is.
To catch one that quick, I mean. Hey, there we go.
Well done, mate.
First one.
Well done, mate.
And there's no weed as well. Just a bit bigger than I thought.
He's obviously done you in something though at one point, hasn't he?
No, it is decent. It's a real decent fish, that. It's probably 8 pound for that. Beautiful,
Proper.
isn't it? So, are they still in the peg, or?
There's there were 2 or 3 that just circled through when you were playing that one.
Perfect.
Well, I think if you'd have, obviously you thought you were snagged up. I think if you'd have fed at that time.
It was definitely snagged on some at some point.
Yeah, you could see that when you stood up, you could see the rod grating through something, couldn't you? So there was something down to that one side on the right. So I definitely think if you'd have fed in between, the ones that were sweet, they'd have still been milling about and having a look.
I'll get back into that routine.
Yeah.
Is that all right there? It's
yeah,
a bit further out.
That's on the money, mate. Yeah, you're a little bit to your right from what I can see, but you're in the middle of the screen again. You're in the same sort of area. So you know when you say like this is the one thing. I know it's a different way of fishing it now because we feel that venues where the pellet waggler has become popular and used exclusively by everybody turning up was the first thing that they'd set up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at any point would you switch to just like you say crashing it into the feed?
Well, I think you've got to start a little bit cute.
That softly approach, yeah.
Yeah, but then if it's not working, then you can try trying to cast into your bait and try and get them coming to the noise of the float, because that's what it used to be.
That used to be, mate. It used to be brilliant. And so I say, used to be. Yeah, there's some more fish there now, mate. 2 more just coming on screen, and they're circling again as well. He's right at the back of it. He's right at the back. About a similar stamp as well. They're like peas in a pod, to be fair.
It's definitely coming to the noise of that bait, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I think, well, they're dead inquisitive, mate. You'd think that they'd come in and charge through that. I suppose if it was warmer, they would. You know what I mean? They'd be more competitive. Yeah. What you're doing is bang on. You're waiting.
But the accuracy's fine, yeah?
Accuracy's fine. The feed's all grouped nicely. You just see them, there's another one at the back of shot now. Yeah, he's coming in. You got a chance of getting that if you drag it in. He's literally just sat he's gone back out of shot. He was the same depth as well as where you are, that one.
Are they watching the pellet at all, or are they just darting through?
Mate, you think it's dead weird. You think that they're leaving the peg, and you think, oh, they're just passing through. But like that one, he went out the peg, came down, and he just gave it a glance, gave it a look, then came back up.
So you couldn't see it eating the pellets?
No, you couldn't see any of them. I haven't seen a single fish yet take any pellets on the 4. But right. I'm just conscious that they may be following those pellets down. Yeah. And I think we'll see that more as if the quality or the clarity of the water starts to get a little bit murkier. Yeah. Look, I mean, this is like a grey clay on the bottom. I mean, it's going to start to churn up and discolour. So let's just say this is a visual sort of thing. If they are a little bit cautious. Yeah. It's obviously right. You're taking it a softly approach. Is there anything that you do specifically? You know, little changes of pellets, different coloured pellets, wafters.
Yeah, I mean, I think depth's a big thing when they're really cautious like that. Maybe fishing a little bit deeper and trying to get them to follow the pellet down, that could work. Maybe a lighter hook length. I mean, I've always used quite heavy hook lengths for pellet waggler fishing because it's quite brutal the way you fish and the way you strike and how aggressive the bites are. So I've always felt like a heavier hook length's better, but I mean, if you can see them being cautious towards your hook bait, then it might be something we want to have a look at a bit later. Yeah, I mean, I've done the same. I've always fished there's one just coming, there's 2 there now. And what sort of depth are they sitting at? Similar to my hook bait?
They're similar. They're within around about a foot of your hook bait.
Are they?
Yeah, yeah. But I've always done the same because I see it as an attacking, aggressive method. And generally, on the waters where it's a success, they're bigger fish.
Yeah.
Such as gold, such as larford. You're catching double figure fish. I think another thing that we talk about, that you do this drag-in method now.
Yeah.
The mugging sort of pellet wagglers sort of come to the front as well, and you know, to the fore. They're a little bit deeper, they are, Carl. Literally then, right off the bottom of my monitor,
you can see some.
They are literally a foot deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that one was feeding. He's gone. I've watched 6 pellets, 5 to 6 pellets fall.
Yeah.
And he's charged into them. He's gone looking for the loose feed. They're a little bit deeper. Oh, this one's coming now. Carl, there's one there. There's one there. And he's feeding. And there's another one coming from the back. They can pick those two coming on that feed. They were right on that feed then.
So that came straight to the
they responded to the feed. And he's back looking. And another one. Oh mate, this is frustrating. And another one.
Have any of them looked at my hook bait?
Yeah, the one has literally just looked at it. There's one, I'm saying, if I say he's 6 to 8 inches below it, then he's took a right long stare at it, like me at a kebab when I've had enough. He's back in there. Now, he's just done exactly what that last one did. He's come and tapped it with his tail. There's like 6 in the peg. Well, another 3 have come back in. Another one's had another look and turned away.
At my hook bait?
Right, your hook bait. Now one's coming back again, had another look. Oh man, you wouldn't believe how many have just looked at that and just mugged it off.
That's mental, because you wouldn't think there's a fish in a peg, look like, from my perspective.
They're circling it, and that one has done exactly the same as what one of the other ones did, and he's tapped it with his tail. Really? Yeah, he's tapped it, he's looked at it, come out, gone back, and you see him just waft past it. It's like he's just checking out to see what it is. You're going to get a bite. Oh no, don't take it out. Oh, leave it out.
No, I had to. It was starting to move too quick with the wind.
Right, I would feed now before, seeing what I can see here, I would have fed them before I cast in.
Why?
Because there were 3 fish there and they looked like they were competing.
Yeah, but if I feed now like that and then wind back into it, surely if anything comes into it quickly, then they're going to find my hook bait, aren't they? Mm.
But I'm only saying what I can see.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Is that
they were there looking. And that's the thing, and you think, oh, I'll just keep doing this and drag it in, drag it in, when at that point, there were 3 or 4 fish in the peg and at a depth that were where your hook bait was.
So it's the right depth.
Yeah. So much so, they've gone up to it and looked at it, loads. You just think, oh, he's going to nail it, there's one back now. They're starting to get more confident, mate, and active.
Really?
Yeah.
So should I ever go feeding on top of my float then?
Or just leave it as it is at the minute. Right, leave it as it is at the minute, and let's see what's. Maybe. I think for me personally, for what I can see, it would be vary your depths.
Right. But my float's moving now.
Starting to tow a little.
Yeah.
That wind sort of changed, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's changed a little bit direction, so I'm going to have to wind in a little bit more regular.
Yeah. So if you're in a match situation here, yeah, typically how many of these would you have set up? Would you have different styles set up, different depths?
Well, the great thing about the Matrix pellet wagglers, if you fish with a link swivel, yeah, you can change your float in seconds. So there's not really any need to set loads up. If you fished with if you set it up in a way and you used a setup where the weight is actually on the line, then you have to have numerous rods set up. But the brilliant thing is about setting it up like this, you can just swap and change, you can change your depth, you can realistically 2 or 3. Like, I'd probably set up 2 just in case you do have a malfunction, break something maybe, but you don't need to have 4, 5, 6 rods made up. You can just literally, if the wind got up now and I couldn't get to my distance that I was fishing, just literally unclip your link swivel, put a 5 gram on, and away you go.
There's one just passing through. Oh, this is frustrating. This is like watching my football team, this is.
Do you think, though, there's a way with your hook bait of getting them to turn for your hook bait rather than just passing through? Do you think
that's why I asked if you got anything specifically that you'd. I mean, I'd always got a variation in size of pellet, colours of pellet.
Yeah.
Play about with wafters, and I know other anglers that do a lot of this pellet waggler fishing. They have a lot of success with it. They've got lots and lots of varied hook baits, haven't they?
Yeah.
And I think I watched something. There's one there now. So that's the same depth as well. No movement then or nothing. No liner.
No, nothing. No.
You know, you wouldn't. No, turn back. He's back. He's back. There's actually 2 there now. Again, 3. And they're circling and feeding. Coming back up. They're starting to compete, they are, Cal.
Can you see them taking the pellets on the
Yeah, I can see them chasing stuff now. They're starting to chase and compete in the peg.
That's a good sign.
Yeah. Like, this is more frustrating. Just sitting here watching this. You would think, looking at your float, would you think there were fish in your peg?
No, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
There were 4 there then, all within, I would have said, 1 foot to 2 foot of your hook bait at one point. So going back to what we were saying, would it not be something that you consider to just put a different colour on, or a brighter? Well,
now that you can see all those fish in your peg, seeing a match situation now, I'd just be thinking there's nothing here. Yeah, but obviously there is.
There's another one there again now. He's just off the back, but they're definitely starting to compete for the pellets.
There's got to see with the pace fishing. There was
another one.
We changed the colour and it made them home in on the hook bait.
Yeah.
There's got to be something we can do to emulate that.
Whether it's you put some haze on it or what.
Do something, yeah.
He's gone back out the pit. They just they're circling in. When you feed,
they come straight to it.
They come in and you start to get more just come in and glide out the peg. Then you get a few that are quite inquisitive and they come up, they look at the pellet, then they'll tap it with the tail just to see if it's safe to take it.
See, what I fancy doing is doing this, exactly what I'm doing, but then having a feed right on top of my float.
Yeah.
Is that still in shot?
That's bang on, mate. Bang on. There's another one in the peg now. They look to me to be deeper. That's the one thing I would try first. What
I'll do then. Oh, that was a bite.
Didn't even see that. Didn't even see nothing on screen.
That was a bite.
No, didn't even see anything on screen then. So that's one that's further back. There's one just passed through, but I didn't even see anything on screen.
Can you see those pellets landing?
Yeah, I can see the pellets. There's 2 carp in the swim now. I can see a hook bait, and they're competing. They're actually feeding now on the pellets that are falling. Yeah. They're starting to take everything on the fall. You see that then? You see that? Just start pinging a few onto the float then, Cal.
Yeah, tell you what I'll do. Yeah, I'll do it now because the wind's just gone really nice.
Yeah. They're starting to compete. There's 3 all around your float now. One's just turned. When the pellets have hit the water, he's turned again.
So they're reacting to the
noise. They're reacting to the noise of the pellets and the feed going in. How frustrating is that? You would have thought that would have gone by now.
Really?
Yeah, mate. There were 3 of them there. I'd recast Callum and go deeper.
Go deeper?
Yeah, just try a little bit deeper.
What, like
they seem to be like where your depth is.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how inquisitive they are. They seem to feed on everything that's fallen below your float.
Right. Okay.
So they're waiting until it's passed, and they're underneath it. So where those landed, there's one competing straight away.
Really?
Yeah, he's come in and he's feeding. Your pellet's just falling through now. It's just falling through. Oh, I thought that was happening. There's another one below it.
Does the hook bait look like it's sinking slower than the natural bait?
Yes, it is.
It's sinking slower?
Yes.
Okay.
It's falling in a lovely slow arc. If they were competing, and you time that entry of the waggler and the bait at the same time they fell, it'd definitely be a take. There's another one there now. They just backed off out again, Cal.
Really? I fed twice then, that time, right on top of my float. Do you think they're coming to the bait more when the float is out of the peg?
They're definitely, every time that they come into the peg, it's when you've fed it and you've dragged it in. But you've only had like 2 casts with it feeding on top of the float anyway, haven't you?
Yeah.
There's a mirror just come through, 2 of it, and a common backing it up as well. Nice piece of floating weed as well, see if you can get that. It definitely falls slower, your hook bait.
Than the natural bait,
yes.
Yeah. Obviously the
It's just the resistance of the mono, just holding it up, dragging it up, yeah. Definitely falls slower.
But you would have thought that was a good thing, wouldn't you?
It is a good thing. I'm just conscious whether they're following, because they're falling so fast, if they're following everything down. Obviously with the temperature, you know what I mean, if they want to stay lower. But I guess we'll see that if it starts to churn and we get a bit more clouding in the peg. Well, what a start. I didn't expect that at all, especially with the temperature. Literally, Callum's gone out, casting dead accurate, feeding dead accurate. I was thinking it's going to take a real long time for some fish to come to the peg. Next thing you know, one comes up at the deep, bang, nailed, it's in the sprout bag. We started to up the feed and it's definitely brought some more fish into the peg. And Callum's got one on now. Let's go down and take a look. What's happened there, Cal?
So basically, I've carried on feeding, obviously in the same spot. I've carried on my process of casting past and winding back.
Yeah.
But literally, I've chucked it probably 5 meters past, and as I've gone to pick my catapult up to feed, my rod's gone. But so that just shows that one has come to the noise of the float.
So what we were saying, they were hanging back from your feed. There's another one back in the peg now as you're playing that.
After getting that bite, we've got to try casting into the bait.
Yeah.
And see if they're coming to the noise of that float going in. So maybe what I should do is go real old school with it, drop my float in the edge, feed my pellets and cast right in the middle of it and just see if that works.
We did pick up on the fact that we thought that on that little bit of footage where you cast out the peg and we saw 3 fish exit and move.
Yeah, so it all makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. Good fish.
Not as big as the last one. The last one was a right big one, but still a decent fish, 4 or 5 pound probably, but another mirror.
You know, one thing that is evident as well, you know, while you've been playing that fish, there's been more fish in your peg again.
Is there really?
Yeah.
So they know they're safe?
They know they're safe.
Oh, no,
when you were playing the first fish, I kept saying to you, there's another 2 or 3 in your peg, another 2 or 3 in your peg.
Yeah.
What the time it's taking you to land that fish, there's probably been 3 or 4 circled through the peg again.
A little bit bigger than what I thought, to be fair. It's another nice fish. So whilst Les was having a quick chat to you guys, I carried on fishing and I actually cast past my bait like I was doing earlier, and I caught one straight away as the float landed. So it's obviously come to the noise of the float going in. So probably my next change, I'm going to go a little bit old school. I might change the weight of the float, a slightly smaller float, cast directly into my bait and see if I can get them coming to the float and catch them in that manner.
Oh, there's one there. Oh, there's a mirror in the peg and it's a chunky one. What are we doing then, Carl? Tell me.
Right, so whilst you were having a quick chat, I've caught one that actually came to the splash of the float going in, past my bait. So just made a few changes. I've gone for a slightly lighter float. I've gone to like a 3 grammer now instead of a 4 grammer. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my float in the margin. I'm going to feed my bait, then I'm going to try casting right on top of the bait, yeah, and just see if those fish come to the float. Because that last one I caught was definitely past my bait and it literally took it as the float landed, so it came to the noise of the float.
So you think that's what we were saying when I said to you, when I saw those fish dart out the peg, maybe, they weren't spooked, yeah. They actually physically moved towards something. Yeah. So if they were sitting exactly where you thought, at that back of your feed.
Yeah, so maybe, and it'd be nice to see how far the float dives into the water. And see if any fish start coming to it.
One thing that's spot on is that feed. That's right on camera.
That feed, that last one.
Yeah, that's dead accurate. There's 4 pellets just dropping through now. You can see a red, two natural pellets. Nice entry, sir. Very soft. There was no plunge at all. There's literally no dive at all.
Yeah, I do try.
There's a fish there as well. There's one come straight onto it.
Near that hook bait?
Yeah, yeah. You're a little bit, I can't actually see, your pellets a little bit further out of shot from what I can see now.
Yeah, that landed about a foot to the right of where.
Yeah. But the entry was perfect. Very soft, very gentle. If you could just do that again.
Yeah, no problem.
And let's see if another carp comes back in.
Was that right, those pellets?
Yeah, see the pellets. Yeah, there's one charged into that feed. Now another one. Yeah, they're definitely reacting to the feed and the splash, mate. That's why they were sitting back. 4 fish just came straight in then.
Did any of them look at my hook bait?
No, I looked at it.
Right.
No, yeah, it was still falling as they've shot through.
Right, okay.
It's still falling.
So do I need to be quicker with after the feed into when the float lands?
You need to get the fall rate of your initial feed to your actual hook bait, what you've got hooked up, is a lot quicker.
Quicker, yeah.
There you go, there's one chasing a pellet down now. He's just gone out of shot. But your bait's falling, but they're already on the feed.
See, that's exactly why I like doing casting first and then winding back, because that gives you the best opportunity for your hook bait to sink somewhere near your feed pellet. The delay between picking your rod up, casting after feeding is too much of a delay. That's why I don't like doing this.
It'll be interesting when you see this later.
Yeah.
The difference in the actual fall rate. You think that you dragging it back in, you're getting in amongst what you're actually there. But the actual, in real time, once you've fed and you drag it through, you're still quite a long way away from your feed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that's why when I normally do this, I'll try and cast like 3-4 meters past, feed, as the pellets land, wind it back in.
But you're definitely getting more interest in your peg this way.
Right, so the more noise, you get more interest.
I think potentially what you were doing with the splash and the feet and dragging in, you were splitting your fish. They were looking to go
into the float.
Yeah.
See, I don't know what it is about fishing in this process. I can't see how it's right, because your hook bait is falling loads after your feed and you're making so much noise. I just can't see how it's right.
And in a match situation, if everyone was doing this, it's like who gets the fish then?
Exactly, yeah. By casting past with that slightly bigger float, keeping your line really tight between your float and the rod tip, and then feeding your bait and then winding back, at every circle, at every point, your line's nice and tight, so you're going to hit the bites, and your hook bait's sinking at a very similar time to your feed.
Do you not think you want to try a different? I mean, it might be a bit too positive if we try like an 8mm or something coloured first. I don't know. What do you think?
I think to start off with, let's try that hook length. Just try this a sec, just to see if it makes a difference. And then we'll try the hook length, and then we'll have to start thinking about hook bait. Yeah. But I just got a feeling that there will be a way of catching these fish, just like on that pace video. We'll change that colour and it happened. So just going to go back to this a sec.
So we're going back past and retrieving in,
yeah? So I'm going to cast like 3 meters past. Then I'm going to feed my bait, and I'm going to try and get my float right in the middle of that hook bait, right in the middle of that feed as quick as I can. Yeah. So what's the difference in time delay between, what's the difference where the feed pellets were to where my hook bait is when I do that process?
Let's just put it like this. Everything that you fed then was getting mopped up. There were fish feeding then. Right. Everything you fed was getting mopped up, and all the time it was getting mopped up. 3 seconds behind was your hook bait, just like slowly falling. So they were charging through, and they wanted everything that you give as a loose offering. Yet your bait was just too far, too slow to get in amongst them.
Maybe then just casting like 2 meters past, and just literally one wind, getting your hook bait right in the middle of it.
It's a timing thing. When you see it back on the screen, it's timing.
Timing, yeah.
It's timing. The actual file would have said 3 seconds out.
So what you're trying to say then, basically, if I could get that,
if you can match your feed to your fall,
if I could get my hook bait falling at the very same speed as the feed bait, I would get some bites.
Definitely.
Right, okay.
You can just see it in the fish that they literally then when you fed 3 carp shot through underneath, and then your hook bait was just sinking slowly after. It's just the mono that's dragging it back into.
That's why I think that thinner hook length would sink more natural. So I'm going to make a change. I feel like there's enough fish in my peg to be getting more bites than what I am. I'm just going to adjust my hook length and the diameter of my line, and hopefully make those fish commit to my hook bait.
Right then, Cal, what are we thinking?
So I've changed my hook length. I've gone for a slightly longer hook length. I started on like a 12-inch, but then I've just changed it to 30. A lot of great pellet waggler anglers use a longer hook length, which makes perfect sense to me, because you get more stretch and it falls more naturally. And I've gone for a slightly lighter hook link as well. So I was fishing like 0.20, now I've just dropped it down to like 0.16. So maybe a combination between a longer and lighter hook length might stop those carp coming up, looking at the hook bait and turning away, and just eating it instead.
There's one there now. There's one just had a look then at your bait.
They look at it straight away.
Yeah, they look straight away. For me, and that was just because we were talking.
Yeah.
There was one single bait on its own, and he's homed in straight on it.
Really?
For me, what you've been doing, for what I can see, which I agree with, and I think if there were more fish in the peg, what you're doing by retrieving and bringing it back into the feed to match it up that way would be spot on. I think we need to cast, to just reverse it basically. Cast now, bring it back to where the marker is, give it a second, and then feed it. So we want to match up your hook bait with your loose offerings, because everything's before the carp, before the horse as such. The bait's gone, and they're looking at, they're taking lots of free offerings, and then yours is coming down in a slow.
So there's too much of a delay between.
Too much of a delay. So we need to try and counter back, like get it so the two are together.
Okay.
So if we slow it down and you can match your fall rate, even though there's not lots of fish, they're in 2s and 3s.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get more of a chance of a take. And it just shows. I mean, you'd have put this method down by now in a match thinking there was no fish there. But when you look on the screen, you'll be surprised to see how many fish are actually in the peg. There you go. Oh, is there? Yes, yes, yeah. Get in. That's the way.
Really?
That's the way.
So basically, what you're saying is that if you can match your hook bait timing-wise to your loose feed.
Listen, everything that you said from the start, if you were on lots of fish, and when you watch this back, if you were on lots of fish, is on the money.
Yeah.
But then, just slowing that, changing that process where we put the hook bait first, and we've had that little bit of fall after, bang. That was everything we said that I think we should switch to. Bang.
Worked perfect. What it might be when you're in a situation.
There's another one looking there now while you're playing that.
Is there?
Yeah.
What it might be on your general commercial is that you feed, then wind your float back into your feed, and by the time your hook bait's there, they've eaten all the rest of the bait you've put in, and then they look for yours. Yeah. That might be why it works so well.
Oh, that's talking, that is.
Yeah. And I think
that was just the excitement of something working. Let's get back.
Yeah, there's a bit of weed on the hook. I think that just went through a little bit of weed there.
Yeah. That's the problem. It comes up and there's so much that it's like Canadian stuff and it's sticking off the bottom. There's so much of it keeps popping up that you're disturbing.
But that proves a point though, doesn't it?
Yeah. But how many times in a match situation would you do that? Or someone would think of saying, you know what, I'm going to slow this down, I'm going to look at, I mean, it's going to get you another bite and clearly a take, but I'll slow down my feeding, I'll slow it to the point, I'll give it a couple of seconds, I'll retrieve it different. 9 times out of 10, it would have been hooked up and put back on the rest and they're fishing another method.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose the other thing, you know, it'd be interesting to see when there is a few there, if we give it a flick and we can raise the pellet up and then see what happens then.
What about an 8mm on the hook?
Definitely. And that will sink quicker as well if you're going to keep feeding 6s.
So that might match, an 8mm on the hook might match feeding 6mm. A little bit better than a 6mm on the hook feeding 6s.
It's going to fall quicker. Oh, there's one coming in. Oh, nah. I thought he got that.
Really?
Did you see anything on the float there?
No, nothing.
Mate, he's charged it, he's nosed it.
Did he?
Oh. There's definitely more interest doing it this way and with that new hook length.
Yeah.
Loads more interest.
And that timing.
Yeah.
Tell you what I'm going to do, I'm going to try an 8mm on the hook.
A little roach or something, just come up to have a little tap at something then. Little sprat.
No tench today.
No. Just before you lift it out then, a little roach has come up and had a sniff around it.
So I'll put an 8mm on this chuck.
Perfect.
How does that look different?
Right, so I've just counted that then.
Yeah.
I got to a count, as fish just come in, charged through. There's 2 coming to what's feeding for the loose offerings, yeah?
Yeah.
So I counted that and there's one coming back up now. And another one. Just give that a flick. I said a flick. That's a tug. It's a flick. I was expecting like a gentle touch. Was it brutal? I'm like this now, looking for your flow. So there was like two, but there was like a count of 12 then, yeah?
Right.
So that by the time I counted to 12, that was the fall of your pellet. All the other pellets after you'd fed had already passed.
Really?
That's how quick they are falling. But there's more fish moving about now than there was earlier. And again.
Are they looking at the hook?
Yeah, he's literally, mate, there's two literally right underneath, you know, there you go. Anything on that then? No?
No.
No sign. You can tell more fish are moving about. Visibility, that's drifting away, but visibility is starting to cloud up again.
From the fish eating,
yeah. It's getting more and more difficult to see your float. And that's drifting away, obviously, but you can clearly see that visibility is just, it's clouding up. That would suggest they're grubbing around again on the bottom. It's that time of day though, mate, isn't it? You would think. That's it, perfect. Even when, there's one just, he's a brute. There's a mirror just coming looking after that feed.
Looking at my hook bait?
No, he's looking for the feed again. He just swam through the peg. They're charging in at the feed now. That one's just come again.
What about firing in like 2s and 3s 8mm?
Yeah, I think it ain't gonna work. That one's, he's mulling around. He's right. Oh, he's looked at it again.
What, like?
Take it.
Because surely, if
he's turning back round,
if there's fish in your peg,
try and give it a little twitch again. Not that tug. It wound up. He has come. Oh, he's looked at it again. He's looked at it twice now and turned around. As he turns back round, just give it. He's about to turn. No, he's gone out again. He came back twice, Cal.
So surely if I'm feeding like 8 or 10 pellets every time,
yeah,
and they're going through the pellets but not picking out the hook bait, surely if I make the same noise with less pellets,
yeah,
with an 8mm,
yeah,
they might increase the chances of picking out the hook bait.
And I don't think now, you've tried everything that you wanted to try. You took it steady, you've swapped your hook length, you've looked at fall rates and things, and we've hooked another fish. There's more fish about. Even if you do try and get a little bit more aggressive and try and force it a bit more, force the issue a bit more.
I'll swap to like 2 and 3 8mm, right?
Yeah. One just out of shot, right in the corner. Yeah, there's two just come. Give him a couple more, Cal.
More pellets?
Yeah, give him a couple more. There's one literally like a foot away from it, just circling. He's definitely, you know, when I said put some more in, he's come back and had another look. Give him a couple more. Yeah, let's just try it. And there's another one there again now. There's two of them. Oh, he's lifting up. Oh, he's looked away again. I thought that was happening.
But the 8mm, is there less fish in your peg since I fed 8mm?
No, it's just the same. It's the same sort of similar amount. Like you get them in 2s and 3s and passing through, and you know they're not coming in big numbers, Cal.
Okay.
It's just like I say, 2 or 3 visiting every time. One there now. Oh, mate, I ain't even going to tell you about that one.
Really?
I nearly started crying off that. I thought that's gone.
Did it look at it?
Yeah, mate, looked at it again. They've never been in big numbers, have they? All day. Oh, go on. Go on. Just give it a little flick. There's one there. That's better. Not a tug, a flick. Perfect. I thought he was coming for that. He's turned then for that.
He turned forward.
He's turned back into the peg, yeah. He's coming through again. But you're drifting away from me now.
Yeah, that wind's just the wind just caught it.
But there's two there. There are 2 fish there. What do you think about changing hook baits?
Yeah, well, obviously in previous videos, colour's been massive. So it might be an option. There's some red, we can try a red pellet or maybe.
Yeah, it's worth a try, mate. I just think there ain't enough. There's another one come back in there, so 6s is the way forward for the feed.
Right, okay.
There's just not enough competing fish. I reckon if you threw a bomb over it, it'd fly around straight away.
Yeah.
Which is something that you'd have set up anyway, wouldn't it? Naturally.
Of course, yeah. Whenever you do this method, you've got to have that
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
for everything that's dropped down underneath. Oh, there's one there. Two there. They're responding better to the 6s.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, mate. And that fall rate was better again then, with your feed to match up to you.
So if it obviously we were in a situation where
he's turning. Oh man.
What's happening then? Are they
mate,
looking
at they're coming, you got that, yeah?
I was looking at you.
Oh, well, I can't blame you for that, to be fair. I mean, if I was sat there, I'd be looking at me. Right, there's more fish come back in there. Give it a feed quickly before you cast, just to hold them. There's one literally on top of camera. Two, so they want the 6s. No more feeding 8s.
No.
And stop looking this way. Here we go, they're competing, that's going to go.
One just topped about 5 metres past where I'm fishing.
Yeah. Perfect. Come on, play ball. Yeah, there's one there. He's charged through again. He's chased them through at lower depth. Yes. He's come back up here, Oscar.
Did he?
Yeah. He's gone down with the feed, and then you see him come back up.
Do you know what, right? I missed that bite, then I've hooked this one. I've seen 2 top around my peg as well. So there's obviously a few fish starting to have a little mooch about now, isn't there?
Literally on camera, you see one go down, yeah?
Yeah.
Followed the feed, and then one rises straight back up and takes yours.
I went back on a natural coloured pellet then as well.
Yeah.
That's another big fish. They're big today, aren't they?
Yeah,
is that
mate,
because we're catching them shallow?
That common was nice. That one looked bigger.
Yeah, mirror.
Yeah, mirror. Thinking he's deeper than what that water is, isn't he? As you bring him within like 6 foot of the bank.
Big old fish.
I'm struggling to see it through the mozzie mesh.
That's keeping your temperature up in there, though.
Oh mate, it's toasting.
I don't know, I think we've had a little bit of an increase in bites with this longer hook length and lighter
definitely.
hook length.
Yeah, yeah. You've had a lot more, from what you can see on screen, there's been a lot more interest, and there's more come up and nose it. Not been so spook bite.
I just don't like loops when I'm fishing for carp. I just don't like loops near the hook at all.
What about actually with the hook to attach your pellet? I mean, there's lots of people over the years who've had drilled pellets for this method with like the bait with a little plastic stop or a lasso. You still just prefer a band, yeah?
Yeah, I mean,
just for ease.
It's obviously a lot easier than like a lasso and that.
I used to spend hours tying those up and then you get dead fiddly on the bank. There's still fish milling about now, you know, Carl.
Is there?
But the amount of weed that you're cutting up as you're playing these fish.
Yes.
Get in.
That's a big one. That's the biggest of the day.
Well done, pal.
Cheers, mate. Size of that.
It must be married, that one, Adcar. That's when I put all my weight on. Be interesting to see. Now you've fed that while you're unhooking that one, if any more come in. Nice dark colours as well in that.
Yeah, it's because it's so clear. And
Yeah, lovely fish. Look at that smile. Eh? Finally, we've got fish starting to commit, which is the main thing, what we wanted to achieve. We've run the changes. Callum switched his hook length. He's dropped down in diameter. 6 mils is definitely the way forward. Fish are starting to compete. They get more interest in the bait, and we've caught one.
So today has proven to me just how important making changes are. Even if you think they are the smallest of changes, sometimes they can make the biggest of differences. We've got about an hour's fishing left now, so hopefully these changes will be proven even more and we can get a couple more fish on the bank.
Right, Cal, I think you've pretty much got it sus now.
Yeah, it's definitely made a big difference, hasn't it?
Yeah, there's just as you've cast in again there, that 6s is definitely the way. There's a carp just milling around again now, he's mooching. Catch me some more because we ain't got much longer left. There we go, right on cue. Have that. You know what?
Unbelievable.
I don't know what was better then.
That was amazing.
I just went, yeah, there's one there, and then your face was like, oh.
Honestly, right? I wound it back in. I went to pick my catapult.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at the float. I looked down, and the rod was like.
Yeah. It's definitely, mate. Sussed it. You're on it.
So that longer hook length, lighter hook length, feeding 6s. Casting past,
sinking the feed,
winding it back and feeding on top of the float. You do all those little changes and all of a sudden you're catching instead of what we started at.
Exactly. How many times though would someone just put that rod down?
I know, yeah.
There ain't nothing.
But there's easily enough fish there to catch a weighty now, isn't there?
Yeah. And especially that stamp. How many would you need?
No, you don't. Like 10 or 12 bites in a match and you're there, aren't you?
Yeah.
Did it just come up from bottom and?
Yeah, literally. I said, right, there's one there now. And as you've just corrected it, as you do, started to fall, he's gone just out of shot. And I went, yeah, he's going for it, and bang, gone, right on cue. Yeah.
That's another big one as well.
Yeah. You just wanted it.
Yes, another big one.
Yes.
I can't believe the size of them.
No, every one of them.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah. Hell of a lot of debris and stuff coming up off the bottom now, though, mate.
Is there?
Yeah.
So there's obviously a few more fish in the peg as well.
Yeah. Well, it's that time of day as well, isn't it? Where you'd expect more fish to be confident and want to feed.
Yeah.
Get me another.
Okie dokie.
That's on it.
Is that okay?
Yeah. You know what this tent reminds me of? What are you laughing at?
No, I don't, Les.
No, seriously. Seriously. When I first had my nipper, I used to take him to the beach, and he used to have like his little sun hut on the beach.
Yeah.
It's just like a giant. I'm sat here just like he was. Oh, here's one. Oh, I thought that was having it. He's literally danced around your hook bait then.
Really?
Yeah, just don't bring it in just yet. He's coming back. He's coming back. Oh, he's turned away again. You see any movement on the float then?
No, nothing.
He's still there. Don't just hang back. He's turned away. He's come right up to it twice. Be interesting to see if he turns back round when these pellets land. And he has, yeah. There's two come back into shot. There you go. How about that? They've sat right back. He sat right back, and I said it'd be interesting to see on this feed if they come back in. You fed, two just come straight back up, one nailed it. Spot on. Definitely got that right now, Cal.
Everything just seems to have like clicked into place, doesn't it?
But it's all the little changes, isn't it? Another big fish, that as well.
That's big, that.
Yeah. What is noticeable, you know, when you were playing fish before, you get a couple of three fish just keep coming back in the swim.
Yeah.
That's not happening then.
Really?
No, they're
down eating.
They're down and then coming back. Hey.
Bit smaller, but still a nice fish.
Yeah. I thought it'd be bigger than that. Fight though, mate. They're angry little things, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right, Cal. I think ordinarily that would be a fantastic place to finish. However, I want to prove that it's not time of day and that all the changes that you made were the right changes. So let's revert it back to what you started with at the beginning of the session, that shorter lash, the shorter hook length, the thicker line, dragging it in. Let's prove it's not time of day and we're all good. What do you reckon?
Be nice to prove a point, so yeah, let's do it.
Let's do that. Right then, Cal, we all set back up?
Yep, so we've got
Okay,
a shorter, thicker hook length on.
Back to your original thinking, yeah?
Yep. So I'm going to chuck it past, like 4 to 5 metres past.
Yeah.
I'm going to feed my 6 mils right on the spot.
So you're back up to 020, yeah?
Yeah, back up to 020, yeah. And I'm just going to wind that float back into it.
Well, first thing I can tell you straight away, all of your feed is already gone, so your hook bait is now on its own.
On his own.
Yeah.
Does make perfect sense when you think about it though, doesn't it?
It does, mate, yeah. So everything's gone. There's one fish just grazing around in the distance. And your hook bait's just finished settling. So everything's gone.
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 Yeah, that's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing popped back up?
Not yet. What are you expecting?
No, just...
What are you expecting to pop back up? give it again. How many times do you want to do it to prove it doesn't work?
2.
3. Right, there's a bit of interest again. There's 2 fish in the peg. They've gone down with your bait.
Really?
Yeah.
So my hook bait's left all on his own now?
It's just there on its own. Oh, hang on. No, there's 2 appeared. I thought one was going to come back and take it. Had a look, turned away. There's 3 fish in a little group there. There's one had a look, turned away. He's coming again, had a look and turned away.
Really?
Yeah.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, 2, literally, one went in, backed off, come back round, another one's come in, backed off. They're coming again, come right up to it, turned away again.
That's mental.
Just do that again. Well, we know there's still some fish in the area, but literally had 3 visits right the way up to your feed pellet then. Sorry, your hook pellet. Right the way up to it and just backed off. Literally, it's there, Cal. It's there.
Really?
It's coming like I've just gone, turned off. Another one's coming, done exactly the same.
It's got to be that hook length's the main difference,
Yes,
isn't it?
yeah. Plus your hook bait is no longer in with your feed.
In with your feed, yeah.
It's all got, I mean, they're gonna get, like, all your feed is now off screen. Your hook bait hasn't even dropped halfway. It's still falling. Still falling. Right, it's just settled. But all your bait has long gone. I think that pretty much confirms that, mate.
Does it?
We can keep going until we get another visit just to be doubly sure, but for me,
I don't feel like I'm going to get a bite.
There's one coming in now. He's circling round again. If this one comes up and comes towards the pellet and has a look and turns away, just ping a few over the top. Again, he's just gone back out of shot. then we'll sort of know it's that hook length.
Yeah.
There's one there now. I can't see you in shot though.
No, I've got to wind back in, haven't I?
Yeah. There we go. Your hook bait's falling, everything else has gone. He ain't even bothered coming back.
They're not.
No. All out.
Done.
I think so. And I think that like sort of confirms that the 8 mils were too much, pushing fish to the bottom.
Yeah.
6s were bang on. There's one just coming back into shot now. Another big mirror. So let's see if, now he's still in the peg. Now you're dragging into it, so it'll be interesting if this one turns away. All the feed has gone. Hook bait's just slowly settling. Oh, he's just hanging around. It looks like there's 2 there now. Yeah, he's ignored it again, mate. Another one that's underneath it. Carl, I reckon that's it, mate. I'm more than happy, yeah. You could throw that all day. You might pick an odd fish up, but you're getting nowhere near as much interaction as you were getting
honestly,
before.
I don't feel like I'm going to get a bite on this
and
way.
you can clearly see you're not as confident with that now.
No. Just feel like with that longer, thinner hook length and casting it and feeding virtually at the same time, it was good. Like, it was really, really good. I caught quite well.
There's fish there now, mate, as well. Mate, let's call it time and have a little chat about what you've learnt. And well, mate, that was brilliant. Right, Cal, let's just keep this brief. A little summary of how you feel that went, and I'll tell you how I felt it went.
So I thought it was brilliant, to be honest. I've learned loads. Length of hook length, diameter of hook length, feeding pattern. I was so confident in casting past, winding back into my bait, because I've caught so many fish at big venues fishing like that. But now when you actually look at it on camera and you see the rate that the hook bait sinks at compared to your loose feed, I can't believe I've never thought about doing it like that in the past. It works so well, just casting past, feeding, literally, and just having your float virtually straight into it, you know, and making it all sink at the same speed.
I mean, it's been lovely to watch, to be fair, but for me to be sat behind the monitors, it's so frustrating, because when you get to see that back, you will see how many fish have come in. You know, from your initial method where you say, well, I'm just going to drag this bait in, you think, surely one of these has got to take it. But you wouldn't have thought there was a fish in your peg at times. And I'm watching you constantly casting down the same hole, keeping it neat, keeping it tidy, and I'm thinking, you can't do this any nicer. What else can you do? And to actually then go, well, you know what, I'm going to change the hook length. I'm going to drop it down in diameter, and then I'm going to look to sink my feed. You know, those little changes start to get a steady run of fish, encourage more fish to compete, and that's the difference. And for me, that's something that I'll take away from it. I don't know you, that was a big learning for me.
There's quite a few other types of fishing that I do where, like, you think about mugging and things like that, you always use a long hook length, 12-inch hook length, don't you?
Yeah.
And I use quite a lot of long hook lengths fishing on the bottom as well. So it all rings true, really, when you think about it.
I mean, the lots of styles of one of the main frustrating styles for me when you're fishing, you see lots of fishing peg is margin fishing. But when you look at that, and literally the stamp of that fish that were in your peg at times, if you could have hooked every single one of them, that was a 200-pound day. But it never looked like a 200-pound day on the surface.
No.
Or the indications that were coming through the float.
You get none. You get none. Literally, like most of the times when you're shouting at me saying that one's about to take it, I don't see a thing.
I have literally been in that tent, warm, in the tent, look, doing this, going, oh, look, he's going to take, no, he's turned away again. The amount they've just gone up and just nose turned. Then we switched over, you switched over to that longer hook length. It was like flick and switch. 6 is turned, and to dispel it at the end as well, because it can be a time of day thing.
Of course,
The light starts to get a little bit better, you know, it starts to dim down, it's Temperature's gone up a little.
When I started fishing again with that thicker hook length, for me, it all just looked wrong. Like the way I was doing it at the beginning, which I always felt really confident about doing, when I swapped back to it after learning what I did with this, just looked wrong. All of a sudden, just looked wrong. So yeah, it's been brilliant. I'm sure that's going to catch me a lot of fish in the future on big venues.
That's been much, Sammy, and I hope everybody else who's watching has enjoyed it, and we'll see you all again next time on another episode of Submerged.